Have you ever felt like you don't belong here? Like the world is moving fast, but your spirit is moving deep. You listen to people your age talk about things that makes you feel empty. You crave meaning, truth, depth, and purpose, while others chase noise, validation, and surface level loving. You've always felt different in the midst of others and not better, just older on the inside. And if that's you, this message is for you. Because you are not broken, you are not behind, you are not strange, you are an old soul living in a young world. And today we're going to talk about the problem of being an old soul in this generation. The reason is the results is critic and it creates something meaningful in your life. And most importantly, the solution how to live in alignment instead of feeling lost or misunderstood. Your soul feels disconnected from most people. One of the biggest struggles of being an old soul that is disconnected. It is when you can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Not because you don't want or love people, but because most conversations don't feed your spirit. You crave meaningful conversations, emotional honesty, spiritual depth, and purpose driven loving. But the world rewards trends, images, and speed, instant gratification. So you start feeling like you speaking a different language when you are with surrounded with people. You don't enjoy gossip. You don't chase attention. You don't feel fulfilled by temporary highs. And this makes you feel isolated. So you are mature in the spirit faster than your environment. And old souls tend to mature early. You likely experienced responsibility at a young age. Emotional awareness beyond your years. Deep thinking and reflection. Sensitivity, energy, and truth. While others are still learning basic lessons, you already questioning life, purpose, and legacy. So this creates frustration. You feel impatience with immaturity, misunderstood by peers, present to dump yourself down, tired of pretending to care about things that don't matter, and over time, this creates emotional exhaustion. So, you feed your soul out of time, and all that old soul doings feels like they were born into the wrong era. You may feel dawn too. Wisdom, ancient truths, spiritual understanding, depth over distraction, but you live in a world of obsessed with speed, comparison, validation, and external success. So you feel out of place. Not because you failing, And not because you are not fitting in, but because your spirit doesn't move at the world's pace. Then you start to become lonely. And loneliness without being alone. One of the hardest results is silent loneliness. You're not alone, but you feel unseen. And your death, even you give that, you give understanding, you give emotional support, but rarely received it in return. So you became the listener, the helper, the quiet observer. And actually, you start pulling back. Not because you don't care, but because you are tired. Tired of giving pieces of yourself where they aren't valued. So self doubt and suppression is when the world doesn't reflect you. It does not reflect the things around you that you see in yourself. You started to questioning yourself, and you might think, maybe it's too sensitive. Maybe I think too much. Sometimes we think that. Maybe I should be more like them, like fitting in, that kind of thing. So you suppress your depth. You hide your wisdom. You silence your intuition. And this creation is when your inner self is conflicting with you yourself, because denying who you are slowly drains you. And that is when you became to feel stuck. You became to feel behind because you don't rush life. The world may label you as slow, or you so behind, or sometimes they say you are dumb. But old souls don't rush. They root deeply. They still can make you feel pressured, misunderstood sometimes, like you not progressing in life or progressing fast enough. So when in reality you are building something solid or not temporary, and the solution of this all, how to live is, and also without losing yourself, is to stop trying to fit in. Where you meant to lead, you starting to fit in, and stop that. The solution begins with acceptance of who you are. Once you are aware, that is how you will grow. You are not meant to fit in everywhere. You are meant to anchor depth in a shallow world. Old souls are teachers. Old souls are healers. Old souls are guides. They are true carriers. Your role is not popularity. And if you are popular, then it means that you have tried to adapt with the rhythm and the flow of life itself. So, your role is to be present. Once you stop shrinking, you your peace return. So, when you choose quality over quantity, you don't need many people. You need alignment. Align with people. One real connection is worth more than a room full of noise. Seek and seek people who respect silence. Conversations is when you trying to have conversations um, to feed your soul, not to drain your soul, not to trying to fit in, but to feed your soul, like trying to learn from one another. And try your to honor your environment, the growth in your environment. See things that aligned with yourself and be gratitude about it. And protect your energy and your rhythm. You move differently. You honor that. Rest when you need to. Don't let people tell you, oh, you sleep too much. Why are you always sleeping? Sleeping is good for your soul. Rest. If you need to rest, let your spirit rest. That is also a symbol of spiritual gaining and recharging of energy. So, rest when you need to. Reflect when you feel cold and withdraw without feeling guilty. Because people can make you feel guilty when you are withdrawing, when you feel neglected, or sometimes you feel like um, people are doing you wrong, then you need to withdraw instead of let people drain your energy. So that requires stillness. When you feeling like you're owing someone something, an explanation, you feel like you're owing someone your peace of mind, that feeling is when you need to be still. Don't let that feeling overthrow you. There is a time for everything on earth. There's a time to be still, there's a time to speak, there's a time to run, a time to sit, a time to stand. There's a time for everything in life. But there's also a time to grow. And that growth can lead you to wisdom. And stillness is not laziness. So use your depth as a gift and not a burden. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your awareness is not overthinking. Your depth is not heaviness. It's a gift. You see that others miss. You feel that others ignore. And you understand before others awaken. And the world needs that. So My closing message to the old soul is, if you felt different your whole life, hear this clearly. You were not made for noise. You were made for truth. You were made for rush. You were not made to rush. You were made to understand. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to remember what others forgot, because everyone on the surface of the earth is old souls. Each and every person you see in life is an old soul. That old soul has loved before, but that old soul is appearing itself in a new body and in a younger generation. But that old soul knows that it has loved before. It only needs to be awakened when experiencing these things on the earth. And that is how we start to awaken, by experiencing these things. Sometimes the things we experience, we never thought that we could handle it. But as time goes, you see that you are adapting and everything flows and you manage the things, but you haven't thought that you could manage those things in life. But through the experiences of your past life, you starting to manage things without knowing it, and that makes you an overcomer. So, being an old soul in a young world is not easy, but it is powerful. And one day, the very death that made you feel alone will become the reason others seek that in you. Stay grounded, stay true, and stay awake. Your time is not late, your time is timeless. And if you would like to know more about this topic, I would um, like you to like, subscribe, and comment in my comment section, like having a conversation with me, and I will be very glad to reply back, and because that means that you have listened to my video, and that means that you have enjoyed the topic. So guys, I'm thankful for you who have listened to this whole video, and it is always a pleasure to can bring you some more news. Thank you, but for now I'm out, and have a great day. God bless.